With a baseball team named the Brewers, it is hard to deny beer's influence on the Badger State. Only News 3's Andy Choi shows us the influence that is coming from more and more craft brews, enough to change the business of reaching for a cold one.
It was a defining moment for Brian Destry.
Sitting with my buddies having a couple pints.
When a casual thought turned pints with friends.
I looked at one of my friends and I said, one day I'm going to have one of those.
Into barrels Destry produces himself. Last fall, the UW-Madison grad took over brewmaster duties at Middleton's Capitol Brewery, one of southern Wisconsin's craft brew staples since 1986.
On a day today, like we're making an Imperial IPA, which is a really hoppy beer. You can get some really strong hop aromas on days like that.
Before Capitol, Destry worked for Miller Coors, giving him a unique perspective between craft brew's personal touch and the bottom line of big business brewing.
As I progressed up the corporate ladder at Miller, the farther and farther away I got from actually being in a brewery and doing hands-on brewery work.
And while the Millers and Anheisers remain king, Wisconsin's craft breweries continue to find a larger piece of the market. National numbers from the Brewers Association ranked Wisconsin number 9 among state capita per brewery in 2011. 75 total breweries statewide translates to about 75,000 people for every Wisconsin brewery. But if the numbers are a little hard to swallow,
I like to drink most everything they've got. I like stouts, I like IPAs, I like trying different things.
Find a bar stool next to Doug Griffin, a self-proclaimed beer snob.
Before it was cool to drink a bourbon-aged coffee stout, I was there.
Regulars like Doug give the Old-Fashioned in Madison a reason to take craft beer very seriously. Places like the Old-Fashioned are so dedicated to the craft beer movement, they scour the whole state to find the beers you've never heard of.
We specialize in all Wisconsin beer. We try to focus on craft beer as much as possible. We have 52 different tap beers, all Wisconsin, and over 100 bottles.
I think it goes in with the local food movement, where people want to know where they're getting their food and they want to know where they're getting their drink as well, and they can count on these local businesses to produce a good product and use good ingredients and create good flavors.
You can see that the equipment and the machinery, there's a lot more to it than just knowing what a good recipe is and how to homebrew well. So being able to take that and make it to the kind of industrial size level, it's a big jump.
A fast jump for Madison's Ale Asylum, first hitting the craft brew scene in 2006. The young company says differing philosophies will always keep craft brewers relevant in the long run.
Over time, the large breweries have made a focused decision to make their product as close to water as humanly possible, because it saves on costs. They're concerned about the bottom line. You don't see craft brewers doing that.
Craft beer's biggest accomplishment may be transforming a drink often seen as simple.
Beer tastes good. It's easy to drink. It's not anywhere near as expensive as wine.
And the thing that crosses my mind every time I put the glass down after a sip is I can't wait for that next one. So that's what good beer does to me.
Providing an endless palette of possibilities. In Madison, Andy Choi, WISC News 3.
You're thirsty now, aren't you? Well, highlighting the importance of craft brewing in the local economy, New Glarus Brewing Company's owner Deb Carey sat with First Lady Michelle Obama at the President's State of the Union address on Tuesday. New Glarus recently announced an expansion plan increasing the brewery's production capacity and providing job growth in the Badger State.